What's up, everyone? Remember me? It's been a while. Part of this, I was out of the country for a little while on a Disney cruise. I've been on my fair share of cruises, but this was the first Disney cruise and also my first cruise with kids. See, the thing about cruising with young kids is that they are only going to want to do three or four things over and over the entire week. You just don't know what those things are going to be going in. So you have to pack for absolutely everything. The only constant is food. Food is absolutely everywhere, so you just keep eating like a goldfish, forgetting that you had a full meal 25 minutes ago. I made a terrible mistake once I got home. I stepped on the scale. Instead of reading out a weight, it just said, damn. Still haven't really recovered 2 months later. Oh, there was definitely a fitness center on the ship. I heard it was nice. Didn't have a chance to actually see it because we were with the kids 24/7. Being a Disney cruise, you can imagine that they went all out with children's programming. We registered the kids for the kids club thinking we'd be able to drop off the kids for a couple hours here and there to hit the gym or the adults only pools. Well, they refused to be dropped off. I get it. When I was in kindergarten, I wouldn't have wanted to be left alone with a bunch of strangers in the middle of the ocean. But man, our plans certainly had to zig when these kids zagged. There's typically a lot of music on cruises, and this Disney cruise was no exception. There just wasn't the variety of music that I typically enjoy. Look, Disney songs are fine, but after a week, you've heard pretty much every variation of Be Our Guest they can throw at you. There's definitely a lot more variation when you listen to the radio stateside, but there are still themes that emerge. Some are bound to raise a few more eyebrows than others. If you listen to enough music, you'll start to pick up that maybe there's a little too much music out there talking in the first person about adult relationships with underage teens. I'm not talking about something like Don't Stand So Close to Me, which is from a third person perspective and does not seem to be condoning such relationships. Let's start with the classic rock staple, I Love Rock and Roll. You know how it goes. I saw him dancing there by the record machine. I knew he must have been about 17. Oh, Joan Jett, really? You could tell it wouldn't be long till he was with you? You are in your mid-20s. You can't wait another year on this one? I feel like we kind of give this song a pass, maybe because it's a woman singing about a relationship with a boy, and the song is an absolute banger. Regardless, we know from another one of her songs that Joan Jett don't give a damn about her reputation. But what if you switch the gender roles here? A man checking out a high school junior girl dancing? Absolutely sure that they would be going home together where they could be alone? I think that would certainly raise some flags. Well, literally yesterday, I learned that Joan Jett's version of the song was actually a cover of a song by the group The Arrows. And their version was exactly the same, just with different pronouns. Maybe this was common knowledge, I'm just learning about it. Now, you would think there would be no way that a bunch of British dudes in their 20s singing suggestively about a girl not yet of age, you'd think that wouldn't fly with the music-loving public. Well, let me remind you of a little group called The Beatles. You know the song I Saw Her Standing There. It starts the exact same way. She was just 17, if you know what I mean, and the way she looked was way beyond compare. John, Paul, I do know what you mean, and I think you both might need an intervention. Now, the song that stands out most to me isn't as well known as these others. It's really a beautiful, soaring song that would be a tremendous love song if it weren't for the opening line. I'm talking about Into the Night by Benny Mardones. It starts, "She's just 16 years old, leave her alone, they say." You know, that's good advice. The song should be over right there. Instead, it became a top 20 hit. Twice. The song first charted in 1980, and then again, for some reason, 9 years later, which is why I remember the song from when I was about 5. Look, All of this depends on me actually hearing the words properly. I used to think that was a given, but after this past week, I'm not so sure. My wife and I were watching that new Anthony Anderson show on Fox, We Are Family. Candace Cameron, Candace Cameron Bure and her cousin were singing Hot Stuff by Donna Summer. I commented that this wouldn't seem to have the same effect with them singing. My wife says to me, I don't think they're saying what you think they're saying. So I looked up the lyrics. Oh. It's wanna share my love with a warm-blooded lover, wanna bring a wild man back home. When I read that, my jaw dropped as I realized I had gone decades thinking incorrectly that Donna Summer was singing about bringing a white man back home. This was a different era, maybe trying to be rebellious, maybe her parents wouldn't be pleased. Fortunately, I was able to come to this realization on my couch and not while singing karaoke or appearing on the show Don't Forget the Lyrics. Lesson learned, if a lyric sounds kinda weird, maybe look it up before you make a fool of yourself. Okay, I checked it. Tiny Dancer definitely says pirate smile. So, I still don't know what to make of that. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me here. I'll try not to go another 3 months before posting again. Have a great week, everyone.